indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm from Gloucestershire. This is my good friend James. He's from Hertfordshire.
Couple number two.
Hi, my name's Christiana. I'm from Seaford in Sussex. This is my friend Tim, and he's from Cornwall.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Tony. This is my wife Maggie, and we're from Bristol.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, my name's Patrick, and this is my twin brother Hugo, and we're from Crawley in West Sussex.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much, all of you. Very warm welcome to the show. Wonderful to have you with us. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce, the man with the most nous in the house. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
What a show last time. It was a lot of fun, and we got two returning pairs from that show as well. Maggie and Tony, welcome back. Knocked out in round one. Tony had a bad category from last time. I suspect we will see an awful lot more of them this time. And on our final podium, Hugo and Patrick, welcome back. Very competitive rugby players, got through to the head-to-head. Now, before the show, we chat to people and say, you know, how was it last show? And normally, if you've been knocked out in the head-to-head, they go, oh, yeah, we were pleased we got through that far, but nice to be back. And they just went, gutted. Absolutely gutted. Knocked by Megan and Mandy in that head-to-head. They're going to be even more gutted because Megan and Mandy walked away with a jackpot, didn't they, on Oscar winners, which is very, very impressive.
My thunder's been stolen because I was just about to tell you about Megan and Mandy, but yeah, you got that. You got that story. They won, walked off with the jackpot, which means today's jackpot starts off back at £1,000. There we are. So, right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. It will always be the pair with the highest score at the end of each round that gets eliminated, so keep your scores nice and low if you can. Best of luck to all four pairs. Our first category today is TV motoring. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and our question concerns Top Gear presenters. Richard.
We're going to show you 16 pictures now of people who presented Top Gear since it started in 1977. Simply name the most obscure person you're about to see, please.
Thank you very much indeed. So, as Richard mentioned, we're going to put 16 pictures up on the board. We won't be changing it halfway through. You just have to name anyone who appears on that image. Here is that image. We are looking for the most obscure names there. James, welcome. Good to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, James.
I'm a Chief Information Officer in the NHS, same as Andy. And outside of work, I like fantasy, science fiction, and I do a little spot of role-playing from time to time.
This is fantasy role-playing?
Yeah.
Does it involve costumes?
Not anymore. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. No is what I mean.
Not anymore?
So this is naked role-playing you're talking about?
No, it absolutely, definitely is not.
What costumes did it involve?
This is a long time ago, right? So
yeah.
Not since I was 21, but I might have once put on some pointy ears to dress up as an elf.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I'm doing it now. James, OK, now, Top Gear presenters. What are you going to go for on our board here?
So this is a hard one for me. I can do the obvious ones. I'm going to do Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc. OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said. Matt LeBlanc. Down against 53. Not bad. Not bad.
Matt LeBlanc says before he was cast as Joey in Friends, literally on the day he was cast, he had $11 in his bank account. And by the end of it, he was earning $1 million an episode.
Oh, it's nearly as much as us. Thank you very much indeed. Richard, Christiana, welcome.
Hello.
Tell us all about yourself.
I write about drinks, and I'm a spirits judge, and I like to visit distilleries, and, yeah, all kinds of things to do with spirits.
What are your interests? I guess they probably are broadly the same as your job.
Yeah, I guess so. So whiskey is my first love of spirits, Scotch whiskey. I also like tequila and agave spirits and rum, and I do sometimes not drink. I like running a lot. I'm a member of my local running club. And, yeah, run everything from 5K to marathons. So there's a bit of balance going on. A little bit of balance.
I do sometimes not drink. That's, that's good. Christiana, who are you going to go for on our board?
Oh, this is quite challenging, and I certainly don't know anyone obscure, so I'm going to have to go for James May.
OK, James May. You're going to say, and hope it's right. How many of our 100 people said James May? James May is absolutely bang on the money. 53 is our only score, and you passed that. 38 for James May. Well done.
It's a fairly low score for James May.
It is, isn't it?
I would say. Perhaps the photo, his hair is a little bit longer there than it normally is.
Yes.
He put his Rolls-Royce Corniche up for sale in 2017. He said because the car seats were making him feel itchy. I imagine he had his tongue in his cheek when he said that, but that's what he said.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Tony. Welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Tony.
I'm retired, but before that, in my working life, I was a software developer for over 30 years. Since retiring, I now work as a voluntary worker for a national mental health charity.
And what else do you like to get up to?
I do a lot of running, like Christiana there. I run from 5Ks to half marathons. I'm also involved in musical theatre. We recently did Treasure Island, and I had a part in that, so that was good fun. Yeah.
Good stuff. Now, Tony, who are you going to go for?
Well, there's a few I could guess at, but I'm just going to try and play safe. I think this is right. Andrew Flintoff.
Andrew Flintoff. OK, let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Andrew Flintoff. Is right. 53, the high score, and you passed that. 26. Very well done indeed. Best score of the round so far, Tony.
Well played, Tony. It's more like it, isn't it? Yeah, Andrew Flintoff joined the team in 2019. He's very good as well.
Thank you, Richard. Patrick, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself.
So I'm a master's student in London at the moment. Yeah.
This is quite exciting. Patrick and Hugo are studying screenwriting, writing as a double act. What genre do you think will be the one you end up favouring?
Not motorists. Yeah, not motorists. Dark comedy, hopefully.
Dark comedy. That's kind of the best. Now, yeah. Patrick, back to our Top Gear presenters.
I know the two obvious ones from Trio, but I'm going to go with someone new. I think I'm going to go for Paddy McGuinness.
Paddy McGuinness, says Patrick. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Paddy McGuinness. It is indeed Paddy McGuinness. And down that goes to 30. Very well done. 30 for Paddy McGuinness.
Slowly picking off some of the more familiar faces on the board, aren't we? Yeah, he joined as well in 2019. Also very good.
Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.
Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a look at those scores. Well done, Tony. Best score of the past there, in fact. So congratulations to you. James and Andy, 53. A little bit high there. So, Andy, you know what you have to do. I hope you've got your eye on a nice low scoring. Please. Oh, come on, Andy. Just say yes.
Yes.
Yes, good. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, Hugo, remember, we are looking for the names of all these Top Gear presenters. Our lowest score so far, only 26, so there are certainly some more obscure ones there. Hugo, remind us all about yourself.
Like Patrick, I'm studying screenwriting, and we both play rugby in our free time.
How far are you into the course, the screenwriting?
We've got a few months left. We've got to do a whole feature film for our second part of the term.
Right. Does the winning screenplay get cast and made?
Probably not, unless you fancy, like, being a backer or something.
What are you going to go for, Hugo, on the
You'd fancy being in it, I bet.
Oh, I'd fancy being in it.
If you've got a part for Xander,
yeah.
you'd do that.
Yeah, for sure. And you, of course.
Yeah.
Not me so much. I'm not really an actor. But you're terrific. If you need someone to do food and drink acting, you're very good at that. You're very good at...
I can mime drinking.
That's the whole film.
Oh, that is it.
Do a little audition for the...
I could do that. This is... you have to guess if this is a hot or... This is too easy.
OK.
Hot or a cold drink?
Oh, that's hot.
That's cold, I think.
Oh, it's cold, and it's spirits. That's what it was. It was a mess. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
What range you have?
I know, amazing. Amazing. I surprised myself. Thank you. Now, Hugo, there you are. You're on 30. What are you going to go for? Your target is 22 or less.
I know very, very little, so I'm going to have to go for one of the obvious ones. So I have to go with Richard Hammond.
Richard Hammond. OK, well, James May scored 38. Let's see what Richard Hammond scores. Here is your red line. Richard Hammond is right. Ooh, look at that, 33. Takes your total up to 63.
Wow, he scored fewer than James May.
Yeah.
He won't like that.
He really won't.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Maggie. Welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, your remarkable career.
Yes, I work as a clinical scientist in the NHS in genomics, diagnosing patients with inherited diseases. And when I'm not doing that, I'm also involved in musical theatre with Tony. And I also like the outdoors. We have an allotment, and I'm the proud grower of the biggest pumpkin in Downend.
What do you do to make a pumpkin grow that size? Is it about genetics, or is it about what you feed it?
I think, to be honest, Sander, it's probably more about global warming and the hot summers we've been having, and lots of water.
I see. OK, water. Water and heat. OK, now, Maggie, there you are. 26. You have to score 36 or less. Who are you going to go for?
OK, well, coming from the proud position of never having watched Top Gear, I'm going to take a bit of a punt that the lady on the top is Kate Humble.
Kate Humble, says Maggie. Here is your red line. Can you get below that with Kate Humble? Let's find out. Kate Humble is absolutely right. Well done. Good enough to see you through. Down goes Kate Humble to 11. Best score so far. 37 is your total.
Yes, she got her big break presenting Top Gear. I didn't realise that.
I didn't know that.
We sort of see her much more as a nature presenter and things like that, don't we?
Thank you.
Terrific.
Good. Now, Tim, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. Good to have you here. It's a very fine jacket there,
Thank you very much.
I like that a lot. Tell us all about yourself.
So I own a spirits company as well. So I make a Calvados brand. Yeah, we didn't set out to make a Calvados. We set out to create the world's most sustainable spirits brand. And through our questioning and our inquiry, we ended up with apples. And
there you are. Hey, presto.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like Dragon's Den.
It's great.
Yeah. I'm in.
I'm in. God, I'm in anyway.
We're actually looking for investors, so perfect.
Well, I will give
Open your wallet, Richard.
I will give you all the money, but for 99% proof of the company.
Sold.
Tim, there you are. On 38, you have to score 24 or less.
Right. So I think I'm going to play it safe and go Tiff Niddell.
Tiff Niddell, says Tim. OK, there is your red line. Can you get below that with Tiff Niddell? It is right. And it gets you through. And it goes down to 7. Very well done indeed, Tim. That takes your total up to 45.
Well played, Tim. Yeah, one of the old-school presenters of Top Gear, Tiff Niddell. He used to be a racing driver. He's also got one of those names that Tiff Niddell doesn't sound right, but Tiffany Dell.
Tiffany Dell.
Does sound right. It sounds like he's called Tiffany Dell.
What's it short for, I wonder?
Tiff.
Tiff. Yeah.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Nice. Good. Thank you very much. OK. So, Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
So, yeah, like James, I'm a Chief Information Officer in the NHS, so that means we deliver digital solutions and services to help doctors and nurses do their jobs.
Excellent. And when you're not doing that, Andy?
Well, I've got grown-up children. My wife and I like to go walking. We're about to try and embark on walking Land's End to John O'Groats in a couple of months' time, so...
How long is that going to take you? You're not doing it in one thing, are you?
Yeah, in one go. We're going to try to, yeah. So roughly about 80 to 85 days.
Wow.
Something like that.
I tell you what, if you drive, it's much quicker.
Less scenic, though.
I suppose so.
Now, Andy, you're on 53. We need a score of 9 or less.
Yeah, I'm not really into... In fact, I was holding back Tiff Niddell as my secret weapon, so I'm a bit gutted that went. I'm afraid the only other one I know is Angela Rippon.
Angela Rippon. OK, we're looking for a score of 9. There is your red line. How many people said Angela Rippon? Angela Rippon is right. 30 people said Angela Rippon, though, I'm afraid. It takes your total up to 83.
Yeah, worth a go, though. She presented the first ever edition of Top Gear in 1977, Angela Rippon. Shall we have a little look through the rest of these? Now, we all know the first one up there. So Richard Hammond scored 33. James May scored 38. What do you reckon Jeremy Clarkson scored?
I reckon 85.
67.
OK.
So nearly as much as the other two put together. Now, next to him, very well done if you said this, he was a presenter and a producer of Top Gear.
No.
John Bentley. Very aptly named.
Good name.
Yeah, isn't it just? 2 points for John Bentley. The lovely Rory Reid down on the next row, 2 points. Someone else who I think most people don't realise ever presented Top Gear.
Julia Bradbury.
Yeah, Julia Bradbury. She would have scored you 1 point. One of the current presenters alongside Flintoff and Paddy McGuinness, Chris Harris. He would have scored you 1 point. German racing driver Sabine Schmitz. She would have scored you 2 points. And on the bottom row there, a pointless answer, Vicky Butler Henderson. And do you know this gentleman?
Quentin Wilson.
Quentin Wilson. and he would have scored you 3. So loads of low scorers there. Very well done if you got one of those at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So we are at the end of our first round, which means we have to say goodbye to one of our pairs, Andy and James. We'll see you again next time. I'm sure we'll do much better then. But meantime, thank you very much for playing, Andy and James.
Thanks very much.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it is now time for round 2. Well done, all of you. OK, our category for round 2 this afternoon is the human body. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns the digestive system. Richard.
That's nice, isn't it? While everyone's having tea,
yes.
We're going to show you 6 descriptions on each board of things that are in the digestive system or connected to the digestive system. We'll show you the first letter of them all as well and the number of letters in that name. So name these parts of the digestive system, please.
Nice. OK, well, here is our first board of digestive clues, and here they are. Small, thin pouch, sounds fun, connected to the large intestine and closed at the other end. Its function in humans is not clear. A, 8. Middle segment of the small intestine where the nutrients in food are absorbed. J, 7. Organ that secretes a watery digestive fluid into the mouth, which moistens and softens food. SG, 8.5. Sac-like organ that churns, stores and partially digests food, mixing it with gastric juices. S7.
I don't know what you are having for tea, but I cannot apologise enough.
Part of the large intestine through which water and salts are reabsorbed from waste products. C5. And organ in the upper abdomen that secretes digestive enzymes which break down proteins, carbohydrates and lipids. P8. I'll read those clues again. Small, thin pouch connected to the large intestine and closed at the other end. Its function in humans is not clear. Middle segment of the small intestine where the nutrients in food are absorbed. Organ that secretes a watery digestive fluid into the mouth which moistens and softens food. Sac-like organ that churns, stores and partially digests food, mixing it with gastric juices. Part of the large intestine through which water and salts are reabsorbed from waste products. And organ in the upper abdomen that secretes digestive enzymes which break down proteins, carbohydrates and lipids. There we are. Christiana, you will be going first. This is fun.
Is it?
This is fun.
I'm going to go for the top one, I think. And I'm going to say appendix.
Appendix. OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said appendix for the top one. It's right. Down it goes to 46. Not bad.
Yeah, well played. Dogs and cats don't have appendixes, but rabbits do, and humans.
Thank you very much. OK, now, Maggie.
OK, well, I think I'll try and go for it. I'm going to go for the second one down, Zonda, and I think it's jejunum.
Jejunum. Jejunum.
All or nothing, I think.
Yeah, no. Well, let's see. Jejunum. Let's see if it's right. It is jejunum. I think it's all in this case. And it goes down to 4. Very well done indeed. Jejunum.
Very well played, Maggie. It pays off, doesn't it, working in the NHS?
It does.
You know?
It's good for lots of things.
I've never heard of a jejunum.
Never. Wow, well done.
I thought that's what they flavoured gin with.
I hope not.
Yeah. Now, Patrick, this is your board.
OK.
Talk us through it. Name all the things.
I think I know the rest of them. Top one being salivary glands, then stomach, then colon, then pancreas. I think I'll go for the last one and go for pancreas.
OK, pancreas for the last one. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Pancreas is right. 46 is our high score, and you pass it. 41. 41.
Yeah, one of the important features of the pancreas is the duct of Wirsung, which is named after a doctor called Wirsung, who was murdered the year later because one of his students thought it should have been named after him.
Was he called Alphonse Jejun?
Hold on a minute. And we finally cracked the case. Well done, everybody. Join us again tomorrow. Salivary gland is the best answer, actually, of those ones left, because that would have scored you 10 points. You were quite right about the stomach, 54 points for that. And you're quite right about the colon as well. That would have scored you 29. Semicolon would have scored you 14.5.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. We're halfway through the round. Very well done indeed, Maggie. Once again, lovely low scoring from you. And, yeah, 46 is the high score, Cristiano and Tim. So, Tim, you know what you have to do. Good luck with that. OK, right, we're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, 6 more digestive clues coming up on the board, and we have got... Also known as the gullet, this muscular tube carries food that's been swallowed. O, 10. First and shortest section of the small intestine where partially digested food is mixed with digestive enzymes and bile. D, 8. Fleshy muscular organ located on the floor of the mouth that contains taste buds. T, 6. Cone-shaped passageway that helps push food to the gullet and prevent air being swallowed. P, 7. Large organ which processes absorbed nutrients and produces bile, L, 5, and flap of cartilage that covers the entrance to the larynx in order to prevent food entering the windpipe when swallowing, E, 10. I'm going to read those all again. Also known as the gullet, this muscular tube carries food that has been swallowed. First and shortest section of the small intestine, where partially digested food is mixed with digestive enzymes and bile. Fleshy muscular organ located on the floor of the mouth that contains taste buds. Cone-shaped passageway that helps push food to the gullet and prevent air being swallowed. Large organ, which processes absorbed nutrients and produces bile. Flap of cartilage that covers the entrance to the larynx in order to prevent food entering the windpipe when swallowing. Now, Hugo.
I'll take the bottom one, which is epiglottis.
Epiglottis, says Hugo. OK, now, you're on 41. You are hoping to score 4 or less, ideally. But anyway, there is your red line. Let's see. Epiglottis, how many of our 100 said that? It is right. Down it goes to 16. Very well done indeed. I think that's good enough to get you into the head-to-head. 57 is your total.
The first person ever to describe the epiglottis, certainly in print, was Aristotle, whose nickname, of course, was the flap of cartilage.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Tony, you're on 4, which means 52 or less gets you through.
I think I'll go for the bottom one and I'll say liver.
Liver. You're the bottom one of the ones
Sorry,
available.
the bottom
Yes,
one's the ones to the left, yes. Yeah,
yes, the large organ which processes absorbed nutrients and produces bile, liver. Let's see if that's right. Here is your red line. It is liver. And, oh, you needed 52, you got 52. That takes your total up to 56.
Yeah, liver is the sort of obvious answer that you can only give in life if you are smart enough to marry someone who knows the jejunum.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Tim, there you are, on 46, 10 or less keeps you in the game.
I only know 2 of them. So the first one, esophagus, and the fleshy muscular organ, which is the tongue. So I'm going to have to go esophagus.
OK, esophagus, says Tim. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. There's your red line. Esophagus is right. 31, taking your total up to 77.
Yeah, so it connects the mouth to the stomach. It takes food 7 seconds to get from the mouth to the stomach. Probably longer in my case.
Yeah, and in your case, maybe 7.5.
It is quite long, actually. You think once you've swallowed it, there it is.
Swallow it, surely.
Yeah. Takes a little while. Have a little think. If you're eating now, have a little think about it. Every time you swallow, and then count 7 seconds.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is quite weird.
Should we go through the rest of this?
Yes. No.
The first and shortest section of the small intestine.
Duodenum?
Duodenum, yeah. That would have scored you 15. You're quite right about the tongue. Would have scored you too many points. Would have scored you 60. And the cone-shaped passageway, this would have seen you through.
Pharynx, I think.
Pharynx, yeah. And that would have scored you 4 points. Very well done if you said that at home.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we are at the end of our second round. We have to say goodbye to another pair. Tim and Christiane, I'm so sorry. This is where we say goodbye to you. You'll be back next time. And you can dazzle us then. But thank you very much indeed, Tim and Christiane. But for the remaining 2 pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Maggie and Tony, Hugo and Patrick. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, currently standing at £1,000. But before we play the head-to-head, let's see if we can't add some more money to that jackpot by finding some pointless answers. So here we go, just a bit of fun. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Norse gods and goddesses as they could. Richard.
As always, we're going to put 6 answers on the board. 2 of them are pointless answers. 2 of them, though, are incorrect answers, so choose wisely. If you give us a pointless answer, we'll add £250 to that jackpot. Good luck.
Thank you very much indeed. So we're looking for the Norse gods and goddesses. Here is our board of 6. Fulla, Idun, Canute, Heimdall, Elsa and Sif. There we are. 6 Norse gods and goddesses. Or are they? And yes,
Heimdall's a god.
we can pull knowledge here. Maggie and Tony, you will go first.
OK. I don't think it's Canute, because my dad kept telling me about he was the chap that sat trying to make the sea go back, so I don't think it's him. I'm not really sure of any of the others, but I think I'm going to go for Heimdall, just because that sounds more goddish than the others.
There we are, Heimdall. Let's see if that sounds a bit goddish. Let's see if it is goddish. Heimdall. Heimdall is right. Is it one of the pointless right ones? That's the question. Heimdall, down it goes to 2. Oh. OK, now, Hugo and Patrick, can we find a pointless answer there?
We're pretty sure one or 2 of them, but we're going to go with Sif.
Sif. OK, Sif. Is that a pointless answer? Let's find out. It's right. It is a pointless answer. Very well done indeed. Hugo and Patrick, you've shuffled out one of our pointless answers.
Very well played, gents. Yes, she's the wife of Thor, Sif. She used to be called Jif, but they renamed her. There is one more pointless answer up here. Would have added £250 to the jackpot. If you had to have a little pop at that.
It's between Fulla and Idun, I reckon.
Yeah, Canute, you're quite right, is an incorrect answer. King Canute is a Danish king of England, and Elsa is from Frozen. Those were the incorrect answers. So you're right, it is between Fulla and Idun. They are both Norse gods, but one of them's pointless.
Fulla sounds the less likely of the 2 of them, so that's probably the pointless one.
Let's take a look. Is Fulla a pointless answer? Absolutely right. Very well done. Would have added some money in. Eden would have scored you 1 point. So very well done. Anyone at home who said Sif and Fulla.
Thank you very much, Richard. Well, very well done indeed. You managed to find 1 pointless answer, which means we have added £250 to the jackpot, which now stands at £1,250. Excellent. But the big question is, who will be playing for it? Let's find out in the head-to-head. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, and you are now allowed to confer. Here is your first question, and it concerns knots. Knots.
We're going to show you 5 pictures now of types of knot. We're also going to show you alternate letters of their names as well. But what are these knots, please? Not what are these knots not, what are these knots?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal the 5 knots. Here they come. We've got A, F-G-R-O-E-G-T, B, R-E, C, S-E-E-O-E, D, S-E-P-H-N, and E, B-W-I-E. There we are. Maggie and Tony, you're our low scorers, so you get to go first.
Sand, I think we're going to go for E and say bowline.
Bowline or bowlin, yeah. Bowlin. Now, Hugo and Patrick.
Would you have any guesses? I mean, they're going to be as a patient, might as well go for real.
A is figure of 8, but we have absolutely no idea with the others, and we know that bowline will beat figure of 8, we're guessing. So we think we're going to take a stab at B and say that it's a real knot.
A real knot. Yeah. OK, so we have bowline and we have real. Now then, Maggie and Tony have gone for bowling. Let's see how many of our 100 said that for E. Bowling, 26. Meanwhile, Hugo and Patrick have gone for real for B. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it, if it is. But is it right? Nope, not a real knot, which means, Maggie and Tony, very well done. After one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, not a real knot, but it is a real knot.
They're a real knot.
It's a reef knot. Yeah, it's the biggest scorer up there, though, the reef knot. That would have scored you 58 points. You're quite right about figure of 8. Wouldn't have lost by many points, actually. It would have only scored you 32. Let's do D next. You know D?
Nope.
It's got the name of an animal
Oh,
at the beginning.
yeah, I know what it is. It's a sheepshank.
Sheepshank.
Is what that is.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Would have scored you 9 points. Now, this last one is a pointless answer. Now, a bowline or a bowline is used for boats, but quite small boats usually. And this one is for much, much bigger cargo. So there's a name of like a docker. What dockers used to be called? Anyone? Stevedore.
Oh, stevedore.
Yeah, stevedore. Very well played. That's a pointless answer. £250 to the audience.
That's nice. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.
OK, now, here comes your second question. Hugo and Patrick get to answer it first, but you have to win it to stay in the game, so good luck. Our second question today is all about opera pop crossovers.
Oh, my goodness.
Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you now the names of 5 operatic works and the names of 5 pop singles. The last word of the operatic work is also the first word of the pop single.
Nice.
What is that word that is missing, please?
Thank you very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our crossover titles, and here they are. Madama Blank on a Wheel, Giacomo Puccini, The Mission. The Fairy Blank Charming, Thomas Arne, Adam and the Ants. Sir John in Blank Is All Around, Rafe Vaughan Williams, Wet, Wet, Wet. Happy Blank of the Road, Kurt Weill, Boys to Men. And Einstein on the Blank Baby, Philip Glass, First Class. I'll read those again, just the titles. Madama Blank on a Wheel, The Fairy Blank Charming, Sir John in Blank Is All Around, Happy Blank of the Road, and Einstein on the Blank Baby. Hugo and Patrick will go first.
I want to win it, so I'm not sure how. I think we'll go for the third one down. We're going to say Love.
OK, so John in Love Is All Around. OK, now, Maggie and Tony. That board's all yours. Do you want to talk us through it?
Right. The top one we think is Butterfly. The second one goes back to my era of pop music. It's Prince Charming, Adam and the Ants, Fairy Prince. I don't know the bottom two. Do you know the bottom two?
No.
We'll go with Adam and the Ants, Prince Charming.
OK, Prince Charming. So we have Love and we have Prince. Hugo and Patrick went for Love. Let's see if that is right. Let's see how many of our 100 people got Love. There we are. So John in Love, and Love Is All Around, 52. Maggie and Tony have gone for the Fairy Prince, Prince Charming. Prince. Let's see how many of our 100 people got that. Prince. Prince is right. Oh, look at that, 51. Very well done indeed, Maggie and Tony. That means, after only 2 questions, you're straight through to the final 2-0.
Well done. You're quite right about the top one as well. There's Madama Butterfly and Butterfly on a Wheel. Would have scored you 21 points. Now, these bottom two, do you know either of these?
Yeah.
So Happy...
happy End, End of the Road.
End of the Road, absolutely. That would have scored you 9 points. The best answer on the board is the bottom one.
Is Einstein on the Beach.
Einstein on the Beach and Beach Baby. Very well played. Would have scored 4 points. Very well done if you said that one at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round. I'm afraid, Hugo and Patrick, it is you. It's been a masterful turn on both the shows you've been on, and I'm sorry you didn't get to take a trophy back in recognition of that, but thank you so much for playing. It's been fantastic. Hugo and Patrick. But for Maggie and Tony, it is now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Maggie and Tony. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. So very well done indeed. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £1,250. Very well done indeed. This is more like it. We knew we were going to see much more of it today, and so we did. Now, as always, you have to choose your category for this round. 4 things will appear on the board behind me. What would you like to see? What's going to help you win that jackpot?
Sport, maybe?
Films, potentially. Anything nature-wise?
Science?
Science, possibly. I think we've had our luck with that one already.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's see what we find up there. We have got Jane Austen, international sports umpires and referees, America in pop culture, islands.
How do you feel about Jane Austen?
Jane Austen will be me, sports umpires will be you. Wow. So I think it's who wants to take responsibility?
Let's go Jane Austen.
OK, we'll go Jane Austen. Let's give Jane a whirl.
OK, Jane Austen it is.
Like the way you say which of us is going to take responsibility, as if it was ever in doubt.
I might live to regret this, Richard.
No, let's take a look. If you know your Jane Austen, there'll be some nice stuff for you here, I think. We're looking for any of the following, please. We're looking for any of the cast of the Jane Austen TV series from 2019, Sanditon, according to IMDb. We're looking for any word of 6 or more letters in the first chapter of Pride and Prejudice. Or we are looking for any characters. The Daily Telegraph in July 2017 published a list of Jane Austen's 50 greatest characters. We're looking for the name of any character on that list. That might be a good one. So anyone from Sanditon, words of 6 letters or more in Pride and Prejudice, or any of Jane Austen's 50 greatest characters. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. As always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
As will ever be.
OK, well, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
OK, well, if we focus on Pride and Prejudice, that's that wonderful old baggage Lady Catherine de Bourgh. In that one.
Lady Catherine de Bourgh, yeah.
Catherine de Bourgh.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's Darcy. There's the sisters. Obviously, what are they called? Elizabeth Bennet, which should be very high. Jane. Lydia Bennet, the rascal, the young rascal. Who else is there? Colonel Wentworth is in one of the other ones. Oh, my goodness me. Goodness, doesn't time go quickly? Lydia Bennet's go back. What's the vicar called? Slimy vicar in Pride and Prejudice.
10 seconds left.
Lends me.
What's his name?
Colonel Prothero.
Colonel Prothero?
It's not the name of the vicar, but
I'm afraid that's your time up.
Oh, my goodness.
What are you going to give me?
OK, well, Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Which?
All the bottom ones.
All the bottom characters we're going for here.
Yeah.
OK.
Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Colonel
Wentworth.
Colonel Wentworth.
And Lydia Bennet.
And Lydia Bennet. All 3 from the bottom category. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Lady Catherine.
Oh, we have to go with Lady Catherine.
OK, Lady Catherine de Bourgh goes last. Least likely to be pointless?
Lydia Bennet.
Lydia Bennet. And then Colonel Wentworth goes in the middle. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order then. And here they are. We have got Lydia Bennet, we've got Colonel Wentworth, and there is Lady Catherine de Bourgh at the bottom. 3 good answers on the board there. Any one of those could be pointless and could win you that jackpot of £1,250. What would you like to do with it if you were to win it? Maggie, I'm going to ask you first.
Well, I think I have a 96-year-old father and he loves spending time with his family. So I think we'd have a big family meal and take him out with all of them. And if there's any money left, we'd go off in our camper van for a holiday.
Lovely. Very nice. Tony, anything?
Yeah, I think Cabo Verde holiday would be quite nice. So if we got any money left after that, yes.
OK, very good. Well, very, very best of luck. Your first answer was Lydia Bennet. In all three cases, we're looking for the 50 greatest characters of Jane Austen's, according to the Daily Telegraph. If Lydia Bennet is pointless, £1,250 will be yours. How many people said Lydia Bennet? It's right. We just needed to go all the way down to 0 now, and you will leave here with £1,250. Lydia Bennet takes us down through the teens, into single figures, still going down. Lydia Bennet still going down. 4. Very well done indeed. That's a great answer. But I'm afraid not a pointless answer, so we have to move swiftly to your next answer, which is Colonel Wentworth again. It's the greatest of Jane Austen's characters, according to the Daily Telegraph. Is Colonel Wentworth there? Is Colonel Wentworth pointless for £1,250? Nope.
It's Captain
Bad luck.
Wentworth. Captain Wentworth.
OK, he's been promoted. That's fine. He won't mind. Lady Catherine de Bourgh is your last answer. This is the one you thought was your best shot at a pointless answer. Let's find out if Lady Catherine de Bourgh is pointless for £1,250. It is right. Well, 4 is what you scored with Lydia Bennet.
Lady Catherine.
Colonel Wentworth, I'm afraid, was incorrect. Down we go with Lady Catherine de Bourgh. Still going out, passing 4, still going out to 2. Oh, well done. I mean, nothing wrong with that as an answer. Lovely low score. But I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot. But you have been fabulous. It's been great having you on the show, and you performed incredibly well all the way through it, and you get a pointless trophy each to take home in recognition of that. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, it was a grand effort. Well done. You're quite right. It was Captain Wentworth, not Colonel Wentworth. Would have scored you 3 points.
Oh.
But would have gone 4-3-2, which would have been exciting for us. So it's a bit of a letdown. Now, I think you remembered after a while the name of the Reverend.
Slimy Vicar,
Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins. If you'd said Mr. Collins, would have scored you 4 points as well. So it was, there you go. Shall we take a look at the pointless answers? We'll start with the cast of Sanditon. Alexandra Roach, a pointless answer there. Elizabeth Barrington, Kevin Eldon and Sophie Winkleman. The big scorers there were Chris Marshall and Anne Reid. Those are the 2 biggest scorers there. Now, this one, the words of 6 letters or more in the first chapter of Pride and Prejudice. You could have really taken your pick. There's 102 pointless answers here. I'm just going to give you a few of them. I promise I won't go through all 102. Delighted England, Invitation Should. The ones that scored points are interesting, because apart from Bennett and Bingley, which both scored points, you can tell how famous the opening paragraph is, because the big scorers were universally fortune acknowledged possession single. There you go, all contained in that, that one phrase. And finally, the 50 greatest characters. Let's take a look at a few of them. You could have had Fanny Dashwood. It's a pointless answer. Harriet Smith, Lucy Steele, Mrs. Gardner. You could have had Charlotte Lucas. You could have had Edward Ferrars, Frank Churchill, Jane Fairfax, John Knightley, Lady Russell, Louisa Musgrove, Mr. Gardner, Mr. Robert Ferrars, Mrs. Ferrars, Mrs. Jennings, and Robert Martin. All of those are pointless answers. Very well done if you said one of those at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard, and thank you, Maggie and Tony. I'm sorry you didn't win the jackpot today. That'll therefore roll over onto the next show, when we will be playing for £2,250. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.